preparing some gifts, including me. For you I will live. Look at my gift and I wonder, will you accept it? I'm in need of your blessing. This is my expression.
Welcome to Faith Avenue, a life-changing program, and this is your brother, Mr. Cage, right here on Cage and the Clay segment. For quite some time on this show, we've just been bringing, gospel artists. Of course, we value their art and also their ministry as well. But today, we wanted to take a bit of a twist. I have brought to you today, people that are always behind those strings, those guitars, the keyboards. And these are called musical producers. These are people that ensure that you get the quality music even before they do a video. And today we are getting in the life of, the man of God, Kelvin Mweene. Man of God, welcome to Cage and the Clay segment.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Good to see you. It's been a while since I was with you, in your studios.
Yeah, it's been a while actually, and I'm very happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a very busy man, and we thank God for what you're doing.
Amen.
And, you can be here or you can be at the studio, as long as you're doing it to the glory of God. We still thank God.
Amen. Amen. First things first. Tell me, who is Kelvin Mweene?
Well, Kelvin Mweene is I'm a producer, of course.
Okay.
And I'm known differently by different people.
Okay.
Yeah, some call me Kelvin EP.
Okay.
Some call me Papa Kelvin.
Papa Kelvin.
So whichever name people call me, I think it all comes to one thing.
All right.
That's Kelvin Mweene, the producer. And I just love my job, and I think there can't be much to say.
Okay.
I think what would really explain who I am is, I think, whatever I've been doing for the brothers and sisters in terms of producing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that really explains who I am. But in terms of background, people may wish to know
exactly
where I'm coming from, my family.
Your family.
Yes. From the surname.
Okay.
Yeah, from the surname, I think most of you can tell that I'm from Southern.
All right.
Yeah, though there's been some confusion at some point.
How?
Some confusion in terms of my nationality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there have been times people just come and say, Kelvin, could you please clarify this for us? We are here, we're a group of us, and then we're arguing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying that you are from Congo DR.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and the reason why people have said that is because, as you know, Zambia is just in the central part of Africa, like
exactly.
Southern part of it. So we have got a vast of different types of music that we get to learn and so forth. So one of the music that probably I've been doing is rumba music. So sometimes you tend to play like you're from there, and then that probably makes people think you're from Congo.
See, I get it.
Yeah, but I'm very much from Southern Province.
Okay.
And I come from a family of we are 5.
Okay.
Yes. I've got 3 sisters and 2 brothers.
You happen to be number what?
I'm the firstborn.
Wow.
Yes.
You have a huge, workload on your shoulders.
Yeah, it is.
You need to set the trends.
Yeah. By the grace of God, we're able to manage, and God is with us.
All right. Tell me, are you married?
This is the question that has been hanging for so long.
Okay.
And
today it's gonna be answered.
Yeah, today I'm going to answer this question. For those of you that have been wondering. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have a finger, rather a ring on my finger yet.
Okay. Like me.
Yeah. Yeah. But the truth is that I'll be getting married this year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know it's a surprise to most of
Who's that lucky lady?
Yeah, her name is Violet Kangwa.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in her 4th year. I think she's completing this year.
Okay.
Yes, at UNZA.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah. Sure. So, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, share with me your academic background.
Okay. Yeah. I did my primary school at first in Mtendere at Chitukuko Primary School.
Okay.
And then I went on to to continue my primary school at Muchinga Primary School in Lilanda.
Okay.
And then from there, after shifting from Lilanda to Chilenje, I had to go and start at Chilenje B Primary School.
Okay.
Then after that, after finishing my primary education, I went to Chongo High School. I was there for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a boarding, I mean, it's a boarding school like most of you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there in boarding school for 5 years.
Okay.
Yes, and part of whatever happened at Chongo High School has led to what I am today, has contributed greatly to what I am today.
Okay.
So after that, after school, I had to think of my career.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? I used to ask myself so many questions, of course, with regards to career-wise, of course, what I need to do, what is it that I would love to do. It used to be a very difficult question because I never wanted to do something that I never loved to do.
Okay.
I wanted something that I would do with all my heart, something that I really knew, no matter what happened, I would definitely grow in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just become successful and so forth. So I had to look at some various options, and one thing that stood out for me the most was becoming a producer.
Okay.
Yes.
In what grade were you?
That was in grade, I was in grade 9 by that time.
Wow.
So
At that age?
Yes. I used to ask myself the very question, what should I do
Mm-hmm.
for, as a career? What should I take as a career? So it so happened that one day, in 1996, I happened to one of the first people to have visited the Christian Voice.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a studio. Yeah, and my group, like from our church, by that time I didn't know how to play any instrument.
Okay.
I had nothing to do. I mean, there was really nothing about me. I mean, in terms of music or production, it was just me, just going to church
All right.
and do these other things. So the first time I stepped into Christian Voice recording studio, that was the moment when, I realized to say, this is where I belong.
Okay.
I loved the beauty of it all. Just the setup, the keyboard, the monitors, and just everything, the acoustics around. It was just so fascinating, and I said, I would love to do this.
Okay.
So that's how I think I had to settle for that. Then as I went on to complete my grade 12 education, I had to stay home, I think, for about a year. And then afterwards, my Bishop Nkole, actually connected me to Mr. Mama.
You did your grade 12 at
Chongo
same
High
school?
Yes,
Okay,
Chongo High School for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started doing electronics. Yeah, I did a bit for about a year, and then it never made sense.
Okay.
I stopped. Then afterwards, I had to find some other things to do. So I got into this employment with a company called DH Diesel and Transport. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's from there that I was trained to do crankshaft grinding.
Okay.
Then after a while, I was moved to another department. Now this is the part that I believe led to what I am today.
Okay.
Because after being trained as a crankshaft grinder in that company, I was moved all of a sudden. I don't know who did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just moved all of a sudden to transport department.
Okay.
The transport department, it involved moving with a tipper.
Okay.
Those trucks that carry sand.
Okay.
So I was introduced to
As a lorry boy.
Yes, in short, yes, as a lorry boy, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So my life, began to slowly just slow down like that. That's not what I'd gone for there.
Okay.
They just decided to move me and so forth. So that's how I was moved to the first tipper truck. So it was a nice one. It was a Mitsubishi one. Yes.
Okay.
So after a month, they had to move me again to another tipper truck, which was a different one. It was a Tata one, white in color.
Okay.
After another 1 month, they had to move me to a Wesa one, a Wesa truck. It was a Benz like, a blue in color, but very old and very slow.
Okay.
So in all these three trucks. My job was to just go with the driver, we go and buy sand and then deliver to the customers.
Okay.
So in short, I was, like you said, a lorry boy. That was my job.
Wow.
Then I realized that things were not getting better for me. So the last thing that now frustrated me, that probably led me to just stop, or to quit in short, I was told to go and put fertilizer in the maize fields.
Okay,
yes. From
trucks now?
Yes, from trucks. So my life was just going down from here to there and just like that. I think it wasn't applying to me. Mine was just going down. So that's how I just went, I think, once to the farm to go and put fertilizer. It was a huge, just a wider, bigger area.
Field.
Yes. So that's how I just came back the other time, and then I just told them, I said, no, I think this is not what I came for here. So that's how I stopped.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. On this point, let's just listen to a Christine Nkole song entitled Sudi Work.
Jehovah calls me blessed, I know I'm blessed.
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 Jehovah calls me fruitful, I am fruitful.
Jehovah calls me fruitful, I am fruitful.
Jehovah calls me fruitful, I am fruitful.
Jehovah calls me fruitful, I will multiply, fill the earth, dominate, conquer and reign. Jehovah calls me blessed. Oh, the heavens are open, I shall increase. Jehovah calls me blessed. Oh, the heavens are open, I shall increase. The Alpha and Omega calls me blessed. The heavens are open, I shall increase. Jehovah calls me blessed. Oh, the heavens are open, I shall increase. My Father calls me fruitful. I know. Jehovah calls me fruitful. Oh, I shall multiply. Yes, I believe. The Alpha and Omega calls me fruitful. I shall multiply. This I believe. Jehovah calls me fruitful. I shall multiply. This I believe. Hallelujah. Jehovah calls me blessed, I know I am blessed. I know he says I am. I know he says I am. I know he says I am. Jehovah calls me fruitful, I know I am. I know he says I am. What God is about to do, the people know the fiance. If you're watching the If you want to die,
Suli Worker right there. That's the song done by, Christine and Colin Malembe Malembe, if you like. And we are right here on, your celebrity segment where we just, getting right in the life of our producer, the renowned producer, Kelvin, right here. Now, man of God, tell me, I know that this time around you are working with a studio, your own studio called Kelms,
Yeah,
right?
Kelm Studios.
Kelm Studios. Tell me, when did you finally say, okay, when you made up your mind to say, okay, I now need to go flat out, rather take up a career as a producer?
Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier on, I talked about the frustration that came as a result of being put in positions that I did not probably apply for.
Okay.
So that actually led to me to my resignation, or should I say quitting. Yeah, I stopped, and then afterwards, I think it took about a month or so afterwards, I had I started doing some bit of marketing.
Okay.
With the Questa Skills Training Institute. So I did some bit of marketing here and there, and then afterwards, I had to sit down and say, okay, fine. All these things that I'm doing, I mean, are these things the ones that I really want to do in my life? So I realized, no. They are not really making sense to me. I need to do something that I'll passionately, do and so forth. So it all began in a very simple way.
Okay.
I used to stay in Matero at that particular time. Yeah, so what I did was I had to start learning computers.
Okay.
Now, the way I started was it was so funny. Christine's mom,
Okay.
Mrs. Nkole, did some computer studies some time back, yes. So she had all these materials about computers. So I began to study them on my own.
All right.
I learned what a file is and a lot of stuff. So I began slowly teaching myself 20 hours when everyone, because I started staying with the Christian's family at that time.
Wow, okay.
So after everyone has eaten, I would put the little PC for Bishop, of course. I would put the speakers for his radio and a simple mix, and then I would begin to learn Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Yeah, Fruit Loops. Yes, I would start. I would learn and teach myself. My life began like that, and I cannot go in detail of the very many funny moments that happened, but they all led to me growing into what I am today.
All right.
So that's how the journey began, and then I started producing right behind my bishop's home.
Okay.
House, rather, just behind. There was like a small room where King's Malembe, of course, comes from, where we did one Pelamen album from the Kasem.
You produced that one as well?
Yes.
Okay. So how many albums have you produced with Kings?
For Kings, we've done the one Pelamen album, and then there's Pepe. Yeah, we've done songs, Home and Away.
Okay.
Yeah, all those things, songs, yeah. Yeah. And I think the others, you know them. Yes. And then afterwards, of course, there was a change in terms of work. Kings had to continue elsewhere, and then I continued.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're still brothers. We meet, we talk, just normal.
Okay, so fast forward from that small studio, right in the home of the bishop. Which was your next step?
From there, I needed to grow.
Okay.
As a producer, when God begins to take you through a process of growth, He will start small with you. He will start in such a way that you see, you may not even realize that you are growing. Just like a child. When a child is growing, they don't realize that they are growing.
Exactly.
But what is very important is that a child accepts and behaves the way a child behaves according to that stage of development. So even for me, it was the same thing. I had to accept what I was, the simple studio system that I had to accept it, and I knew that someday I will have to go into something else, to something bigger than this. So what kept me going, even at that particular time, was the passion, the love for the job. If you see the studio that I had, you cannot believe that that's where we did one pyramid album, because I was just using just very simple equipment.
Okay.
But what was relevant at that particular time was the heart, the passion, the creativity.
Desire.
Yes.
Okay.
So from there, I knew that I will grow someday, but I didn't know how. But as the Bible says, we don't walk by sight, we walk by faith.
Exactly.
So you believe in your heart that regardless of where I am today, there will come a time when I'm going to be better. So what is important is that become better right in the inside of you. Have the vision, have the dream to say, this is where I'm going. So even as you get there, you will remember something and say, wow, this is what I dreamed of becoming. And so basically that was the driving force for me.
So just run me through the artists that you've worked with.
I've worked with so many artists.
Okay.
And
Like prominent ones.
Prominent ones. Yeah, prominent ones.
Starting with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prominent ones, of course. We have, of course, you. Yeah. We have my brother Kings. My dearest brother Kings. We have Papa Bruno.
Okay.
Papa Bruno, the one the late brother Potiphar Mpundu.
Okay.
I produced Potiphar. Actually, Potiphar Mpundu is the one that introduced Kings to me.
Okay.
When Kings heard heard about the work that I did with Potiphar, he had to ask Potiphar, where did you do your work? And that's how Potiphar led him to me.
Okay. Okay.
And we did one pyramid album, and also Christine featured, and you see how far this has
Exactly.
come. So Potiphar, then we have Christine herself. Christine, my sister, yes. Christine, I've produced Grains Over. I've produced artists from Angola.
Okay.
From time to time, I do travel to Angola.
Okay.
Yeah, they invite me in their choirs there after listening to the work that I've done. They usually call me, so I've been there about 3 times. So
Okay. Okay.
yes, there's so many groups. St.
And
Mark's
choir groups. Okay.
choir groups, St. Mark's. And if there's a province that I've done so many choirs, is Western Province.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a regular producer that side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would carry my system, get them on the bus, then go to Western Province,
Western Province.
Kaoma, and all those other places. Yeah, yeah. So basically, I can't mention all of them, but these are some of the choirs, and some I think people get to know them.
This is intriguing to me because from the look of things or from the way you've explained, it's like you've known Christine for a long time. Tell me, how did you meet Christine? And or rather, how did you find yourself in the house of her father?
Yeah. I'll share this funny story.
All right.
Yeah, I love to share this because I want somebody out there to realize that, you see, when you are called, when God calls you for whatever purpose, you are just like a seed.
Okay.
A seed contains everything within it that is necessary for it to grow into that particular tree that it was meant for.
Exactly.
So that's how we human beings are, or children of God are. Within you as a child of God, there's something that God deposited, even before the foundations of the earth were laid. He knew that Brother Cage would become this, Brother Kelvin would become this. So he deposited everything. That is why you can always know within yourself that this is what I was meant to become.
All right.
You can tell. So I used to stay in Matera at that particular time.
Okay.
And because I loved to do ministry, I would walk from Matero to Libala, because Libala, that's where the church was, and that's where Bishop used to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would walk from Matero to Libala twice, I think, in a week. Sometimes when you've got money, you get on a bus and so forth. And then I realized, I said, no, why can't I get a bicycle?
Okay.
Yeah, the first bicycle I had was a mountain bike. It was called Elephant. It's quite huge
Okay.
bicycle, yeah. So it's the one I used to ride on from Matero to Libala. I would cycle it from Matero to Libala. But along the way, and this is the part I want people to understand.
Okay.
That God sometimes creates circumstances to push you to where he wants you to be.
Exactly.
My bicycle was stolen.
Okay.
Someone stole it. I had nothing again. I told Mom, I said, Mom, I need some money. I want to get another bicycle. I bought another one. It was a red one in color.
Okay.
Now, one evening we were at Bishop's place.
Okay.
And there was a friend of mine, Brother Marvin. We packed our bicycles. We had to put them just where there was this camango tree. Mine was a mountain bike, and his one was an eagle.
Okay, so yours was better than
Yes.
his.
So when it got dark, and then we were inside doing whatever we're doing, and then I come out to check on the bicycle, and I'm ready to go home. That was 1819. Why do I find only one bicycle? And that was the Eagle bicycle
For your friend.
my friend. Where's my mountain bike? Someone has stolen it. Twice my bicycles were stolen. That is the moment I just said, okay, I can't afford to be walking every day. I think I'm getting tired. Let me just find a way to be staying with Bishop. That's how I started staying with Bishop.
Okay.
Then from there, I began to learn our computers. Read through Bishop's wife's, the mother of Christian, my dear mom. Read the whatever notes she used to write and the pamphlets and all those things. That's how I started learning computers.
How old was Christine that time, bro?
Christine was she was at primary school. She was very small.
Okay.
She was at primary school. She was still very young.
Okay.
And no clue that Christine will become what she is today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That can only be God.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just listen to this song.
Mutegemea Yesu mama, mutegemea Yesu dada, mutegemea Yesu mama, mutegemea Yesu dada. Yesu Kristu yuko jirani nawe. Hauko peke yako, peke yako hapana. Hauko peke yako, peke yako hapana. Hauko peke yako, peke yako hapana. Usilie. Kama unapita kwenye matatizo mama wewe, kama unaona kwembe Mungu yuko mbali sana, kama unapita kwenye matatizo mama wewe, kama unaona kwembe Mungu yuko mbali sana na wewe, acha mimi nikutie moyo wewe mama, acha mimi nikutie moyo wewe dada, acha mimi nikutie moyo wewe mama. Yesu yuko jirani na wewe, Yesu yuko jirani na wewe. Mtegemee Yesu mama, mtegemee Yesu dada, 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 mtegemee Yesu mama, mtegemee Yesu dada. Unatenda namna hayo, unatenda namna haya, unatenda namna hayo, unatenda namna haya, unatenda namna hayo, unatenda namna hayo, unatenda namna hayo, mama, unatenda namna hayo, unatenda namna hayo, mama. Muchetekele Yesu mayo, muchetekele Yesu tata, 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 muchetekele Yesu mayo, muchetekele Yesu tata. Muchetekele Yesu mayo, muchetekele Yesu tata, 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 muchetekele Yesu mayo.
That was Papa Bruno with the song Naisa Nempapu Papeni Kondale Ko Nalila Sana Pafla. Right there. Okay, so we're just chilling with Brother Kelvin Mweene right here, the producer, at Kelm Studios. Now, man of God,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me, what sort of a process do you undergo when putting strings together in terms of producing a song?
Yeah, very good question.
Mhm.
I'll talk about my experience.
All right.
Yeah, people have different experiences and approach to whatever they do. The emphasis they put in terms of quality
Mhm.
and stuff. So as for me, whenever I'm working on a particular project,
Mhm.
the secret for me has been when I sit, I look at this song. The first thing I have in mind is I have to work on this song, and this song has to go to the people out there.
Mhm.
So if I don't do a good job, then that means the people out there will not appreciate. They will not appreciate it, and you know what?
Mhm.
That doesn't go well with me. I'm not creating a good reputation for myself and so on.
Right.
So the first thing is understand that whatever that you are doing has got to have excellence. You know, the Bible says, you see, the psalmist David would say, look, sing to God, play your instruments skillfully.
Skillfully.
So the secret
Putting
is
in your best, your
put
level
in
best.
the best. You are called into this. That is why I encourage people, when you take on any career, please do it with your heart. Do something that you love. So when I sit down, I will listen to the song and I will understand what I need to do with it, and then remembering that this song will either take me up or bring me down. So if you do a low quality kind of job, you are going down yourself. You're just taking yourself down. So when you do a good job, you are taking yourself up there. So most of my marketing, I can assure you, I haven't been doing any advertising or like any posters and so forth. That has never happened to me. I had a principle that I developed. I taught myself to say, if I have to market myself, let me first start by marketing myself in terms of what? Quality. Let me do a good job, and that work will speak for me.
All right.
And that has been the thing. So people would call, I mean, I got your number from this one. I was listening to the work you did. So I would like to come and, do this work with you. So that's how it's been. So it's all about putting excellence.
So tell me, how important is it for you to create chemistry with the people that you're working with? Let's take, for instance, I walk in your studio for the first time. You don't know me. Before we start recording, what do you look in me? How do you create that chemistry?
Yeah. There are so many stories that what you hear around. People talk about the kind of reception they get when they meet this producer. Those the early days of my production. When people get to know you, when your name is out there and so forth, people tend to think you become untouchable.
Okay.
You cannot relate to people, and you are this person whereby if somebody has to greet you, they have to know to follow certain rules and stuff like that. But I've always wanted to be simple.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is when a client comes over to the studio, the first thing to realize that, one, for them to have come to you, and I'm speaking this maybe, especially to any child of God who is a producer. When a client comes, remember that, you see, every time you pray, God, I'm praying that there will be clients here, because you need clients to come.
Exactly.
And they also need you. So when a client comes, that means it's a blessing. You need them for you to continue, existing and stuff. So it's first of all to acknowledge that they are very much important. They are very important, and for them to have come to you, they believe so much in you. They have faith that whatever they need, they'll find it right in the studio they've come. So you must accept that everyone is important, and that your clients are the most important people, not yourself for now.
Okay.
Because they are the ones that are bringing in the income in the studio. They are the ones that, at the end of the day, they're going to take your work out there, and then it's going to advertise you. And people say, wow, you did this job greatly. Why? Because of their work. So it's to appreciate that they are very important to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So even as you work, you respect them. As you work with them, you just want to do the best. You just want to make sure that at the end of the day, they are happy. When I was growing up in production, I had this problem.
Okay.
When a client pays me money, let's just say somebody pays 1,000. Because I always desired that I want this client to be happy at the end of the day. I would make sure that for a week or so I would keep that money. I will not even use it.
Okay.
I would first of all want, when I'm done with the work and they're saying they're happy, then I'll know that I've been given the right to use the money. That hurt.
Okay.
So I would just make sure that first of all they're happy with what I've done, and then I would feel like, yes, I deserve their money. I deserve their money.
Okay.
So basically it's just to acknowledge our friends that come over in that respect.
Looking at this song, Naisanem Papu, share with me your experience. Well, when going through the recording process.
Yeah, Papa Bruno is one of he's a great brother. I love him so much. And thank God, Papa Bruno, still remembers me.
Okay.
Yeah, of course there are people that, you know, they'll come and then at some point they'll go.
They'll go.
That's how life is. Papa Bruno, he still comes over. And I remember that time we were doing that song, we were mixing it. Papa Bruno came over, I think it was in the night.
Okay.
That time I used to work in just like a bedroom, just like a small room, yeah. So he came over, we had to work, I think it was an all-night, program. So we worked that night, and the only challenge you'll always have with Papa Bruno is he's very particular with what he wants.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's very particular, and you know what, sometimes he would tell you I want this, you just go into it, even when you know that this is just a straightforward thing, he would want it so specific and stuff. So at first I never understood Papa Bruno very well. And sometimes we'd get into this argument, sometimes you're upset, you're just sitting in front of the piece and he's talking to you, okay. You know, just like that. But it's all about understanding. Yes. So with time, I learned that this is how Papa Bruno is, and I think we are good so far.
Very important.
So those are the experiences, but it was beautiful. It was awesome. He's a great brother. I love his voice. When he stands to sing, you've got no problem to what he's going to sing. He's just got a good voice.
All right. Another experience with the Suli Weka when recording it.
Suli Weka's song. Yes, by my lovely sister Christine. It was the one of the first times that I started learning how to do, you know, live recording. Okay. How to use a live drum set. And you know, digital mix and so forth. So that was one of the first, if not the first song that I ever did, like on a live, kind of arrangement. Yeah. So it was very challenging because I didn't know how it was going to come out. Okay. I wasn't very sure, but I had the determination. I knew that in one or the other I have to do it. So I did what. Who
came with the idea of doing live recording? Was it you or me, Christine?
Live recording, I think we producers, we tend to at least have a certain privilege to influence our clients. You can explain to them, look, we shouldn't just just focus on the digital aspect. Look, if a song demands that we give it a live feel, why don't we give it? Let's not deny it. That chance. So I'm very much sure that in one or the other, I had to bring this up and then encourage them and then let's do this. And I'm sure Christine also with the background, because Christine, you never find Christine doing a playback unless the ones that I've invited there are not able to afford the band. And she just do a playback. But Christine, she's a live minister and so forth. So I think together we're able to agree and say, I think we can make use of the drum instead of the mixer. Then why can't we give it a try? Then we had to call Remy to play drums.
Okay, home and away experience.
Home and away, great time. I always remember this one because it was probably the last song I ever did with Kings. Okay. Yeah, it's the last song I think I did with Kings. Yeah, on that scale. Yeah, after that, I think we never went back to doing that.
That song, a lot of great people, jumped on it.
Kings did a great job. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was.
Whose idea was it? Was it King's idea, or maybe it was
King's idea?
Didi and the colleagues.
King's idea. You know the way Kings is. Kings is a great man. He's creative. He's one of the brothers that that's why you see him to be why he is today. Why? Because he's very creative and he thinks fast, and then he takes advantage of opportunities when they
present themselves.
Yes. So those guys happen to be around. They used to come for some ministry, and then Kings took advantage of their presence in Zambia, and then he told them, "Oh, guys, before you leave, we need to do this song." So I think wherever they were, they had to just write down what the words and teach the brothers. Notice that there's some Bemba. Exactly. Yeah. So that's how it was done. And then Kings called me and said, EP, because that's how he calls me, EP.
EP stands for what?
EP is originally from Papa Bruno. He's the one who gave me that name. Okay. It's simply it's their initials for executive producer.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so
Okay,
EP, so
okay,
Kelvin
okay.
EP. So most of the time Bruno in his songs will
Exactly,
do
exactly.
EP and so forth.
Mhm.
So that's how we did. So Kings came with the brothers. We did. I think it was during the night.
Mhm.
Yeah, we came, we sang, and we did whatever we needed to do, and that's how the song came. And so that song really holds a lot of memories because it was one of the last songs I did with Kings. So it was a great experience because for the first time I felt like, wow, I'm doing international because
Okay.
I had people from our brothers from Congo.
Mhm.
So it was
And those are great men
yes,
when it comes to
yeah.
gospel music.
So they came through my studio. They stepped in there, and then
Mhm.
so that was really awesome. And
Mhm.
thanks to Kings and everybody that organized that. So that's
And thanks to you as well. That was a good project.
Yeah.
You had put in your level best.
Yeah, sure.
Let's just take a break. I want to come one as well.
Of course, you should. I will not speak on. I will not speak based on theory,
Mhm.
based on someone else's experience, but I'll speak according to my experience.
All right. They say
Um,
experience is the best teacher.
Yes, nothing can beat that.
Mhm.
If there's a word that I've been telling everyone,
Mhm.
there came a time when the first studio got bent.
Okay, I remember
Yes.
that business.
Yeah, after we did Home and Away,
Mhm.
it never took a lot of months, just probably 1 or 2, if I'm not mistaken. The studio got bent.
Mhm. That was very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, and we had a lot of equipment, the drums, the microphones. I think everything you can imagine, we just went.
So
in
you
ashes.
couldn't retrieve anything from that?
We managed just a few. Thank God for the mixer, the digital mixer. We managed to retrieve it. I had to actually, Brother Bishai.
He was working.
He was the one
that
who was
night.
working that night.
Wow.
He was working with a certain brother. Yes, but it was on Sunday.
Mhm.
So I went home, then came back. I just went home. I never went back to the studio. And then it was around 19 when he passed through home, and then he picked the keys.
Mhm.
21:30, somewhere there. And then he calls me, the studio's on fire. What happened? What has caused the fire? And then he could not explain.
Mhm.
So I had to get on a taxi, rush to the studio, and then whilst they were busy trying to save whatever they could, I was also able to get in and then retrieve the mix and the speakers, and thank God they're the ones I'm currently using.
Wow. Thank God indeed.
Yes. So coming back to your question,
Mhm.
I always tell people, look, I had a struggle when I was in grade 9, trying to find my way in life,
Mhm.
asking myself, what will I ever do? What career
Mm.
will I pursue? So I had to listen to my heart, and I never made the mistake. So the key is to realize that you really are called to do that particular thing. Like for me, as a child of God, I don't know about others, but as for me, from the depth of my heart, I know I was meant to do this. And that is why sometimes people would come find you doing the same song all over again. You do it for 3-4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. They're like, when are you ever going to finish this song? And I'll tell them, look, I want perfection. I don't feel like this song is yet there. So it's out of that, you know what, I realize that I really love what I do, and I know God has given me grace to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
Why do I know so? Because most of the brothers and sisters that have come to record with me, 98%,
Okay.
they come from backgrounds of brokenness, whereby their music, they had gone somewhere and then it never worked out. They would come back, Kelvin, we did this album somewhere, but we don't like the way it came out. We want to do it. They come and then we do it, and then there it goes. They're happy.
They're happy.
That's everyone. I think I can say who hasn't been through that. Every one of them. So is to realize that you are called to do something that it's in you. The others who just make themselves to be producers, yes, they do. But along the way, it's either they'll be frustrated, they'll do other things, and then they'll just stop.
Now, tell me, do you think you as music producers here in Zambia are appreciated as much?
I wouldn't know if how the majority looks at us as producers.
But tell me your opinion.
My opinion is that yes, it's rather not really. There hasn't been much, like maybe
Value attached to your
yeah,
work.
and the emphasis on the value of producers. That hasn't been done much.
Are there awards for producers?
There's
in
been,
Zambia? Okay.
there's been I remember in 2012,
Okay.
I won the Chapro 2012 Producer of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the saddest thing is that, and I'm hoping I can go and see Mr. Chola again, and he gives me that award. That award was bent in the along with the equipment in the studio.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, but I was privileged to win one in 2022.
No, we can talk to him so that he gives you.
Yeah, definitely has to.
Exactly.
Yeah, so producers, yes, there are some brothers and sisters. Like for me, I am appreciated by those that are near me, those that have seen or
But
have.
talk of associations, say the
No, 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 no.
government.
That's-
Because to some extent, government appreciate individual gospel artists,
Yes.
or even just artists, be it in the secular.
Producers, no.
Mhm.
It hasn't been on that scale, no.
Where have we lost it? Where is the problem?
I think it's just lack of maybe sensitization. I think, should I say, we need to remind, we need to bring this up. Maybe we need to talk about this. We need to bring it up like another thing and emphasize that, look, behind, these artists that, up there are people like us producers,
Are producers part of, is it Zambia Association of
musicians.
Musicians?
Um,
Are you a member?
Personally, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. Maybe because I don't. Maybe I usually think. Maybe I haven't been told that probably producers should be under that. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not just aware of that fact.
All right.
But all I know that mostly it's the artists that are musicians that are considered that.
Obviously, the time that you started your production, that time there weren't much competition compared to now, because even in almost each and every bedroom there is a computer and
Of
people
course.
trying to work out one or two things. Tell me, how stiff is competition this time around?
I can assure you, this is where you are tested. And this is what I'm saying. If you are not called to do some of these things,
You easily quit.
you easily quit. For me, when you have sometimes when you lose certain artists in your life, maybe they no longer come to you, and they go to other producers. As a producer, wherever you are, the worst mistake you never make is to feel bad. Like why are clients?
Don't you
not
think
coming?
it's normal when
It's
you
normal.
know
That's the way
there's
Yes.
this artist who's made a name with you together, and all of a sudden he just
Yes,
decides
that's
to go.
normal. That's very normal, because you see, there comes a time, like I'm saying, I've been saying to say, God has got direction
Exactly.
for each and every one. So there are times God says, okay, my son, you are going to do this particular work at this particular time of your life for this person. And once that job is done, they will have to move elsewhere.
All right.
And the reason for their moving to elsewhere, God knows, it's always for a purpose. Nothing
Alright.
happens by accident.
Okay.
So we must be able to accept, to say somebody is free to go and work with some other
It's not
people.
like you own them, personal to own.
No, you don't own anybody. And the thing is, you can never produce everyone.
Okay.
For instance, if everyone were to come and produce with Kelvin, I would be running, I would collide program. This one says I'm coming to, and then you forget that you told this one, then you tell the other one to come same time. So it would be a burden. So like Moses was told by his father-in-law, so Moses, look, you cannot do everything on your own.
Delegate.
Yes. Share responsibility. Let others help you.
Now tell me,
Yeah.
of which Zambian producers do you really appreciate and say, okay, these guys are doing a good job, and they just give you that inch to move on?
Ben Blazer is somebody that has really been inspiring me, especially when it comes to live recording.
Okay.
Because we are trying to balance, not just focus on the digital. Ben Blazer has been one of my inspirations because he's somebody. For the first time, I think he's somebody. Sometimes when you meet, you tell you, Kelvin, are you the one who did this? You did the rap with you didn't even use this what he talks about those complicated songs. I said, yeah. Said you did a very good job. So he's somebody who can encourage and say,
Alright.
what you did is good. So Ben Blazer, in terms of live recording, I think most of us producers, we can look up to him because he's just awesome.
Apart from him?
Apart from him, who else has inspired me? Of course, the very first man that I came across when I started production, Mr. Mano Kasoma. I don't know why he is right now, but he was one of the people that I came across in my life. So I think that one also actually contributed to my desire to pursue this.
All right. So has there been a time in your production career where you're working on something, you're producing this artist, and then you feel like you need to outsource some ideas from your colleagues in terms of producers, where you call Ben Blazer, what can I do here?
I'll be honest with you. It's one of the problems we have as producers.
Okay.
We tend to fight in terms of who is doing this, who is doing it best, and so forth. So as producers, we haven't really been connected that much.
All right.
It's like each one for himself. So it's rare that you see a producer call you, I want to do this. Why? Because sometimes they'll think you're going to get their clients, or maybe
they'll look down on you.
Yeah. So such simple things that I think shouldn't be there. So there's been a problem whereby as producers, we do interact when we meet.
But do you think it's a good thing, or is there a room, or should we see it where you producers, yes, your artists coming together, working on one project?
Definitely. That should be encouraged.
Okay.
Just like we see artists coming together.
Coming together.
Yeah. Like for me, I have no problem with the producer coming over. Me, I've made it so clear to everyone. Say, look, to artists, I say, look, if you have a producer, you feel like can come over to work with you, like use my system, please feel free.
Feel free.
I'm free to learn. I'm ready to learn also from them. So that's how we should be. We should be able to come together, probably have even an association or a group, a body for producers.
All right. So tell me, are you born again?
Of course, brother Cage.
When were you born again? In a nutshell, because time is really running out.
It was at Chilenje Community Hall.
Okay.
That was when I was in grade 6.
Okay.
Grade 7.
Which year?
That was it? No, that was not grade 7. That was in 1994.
Okay.
That was the first time I stepped into church. There were these missionaries that came in 1994. So they came with these madoris, they've got this stage, and then those Muppet show type. Yeah. So they were at Chilenje High School, Chilenje Community Hall. So I happened to I think I was going, somebody said, no, there's some missionaries, there's some people preaching the word of God. So that's how I went, they preached, and I was blessed with what was there. And then, afterwards there was an altar call. How many of you want to receive Jesus Christ?
You gave your life to Christ.
I came and I gave my life right in there in Chilenje Community Hall.
All right. Tell me, when you as a producer, you just listen to this mentor, right, without vocals, are you able to tell that this is gospel music or this is secular?
Yes, I can tell.
Okay. Have you ever produced secular music?
There's been
or do you produce secular music?
99%. This question is very tricky. Yeah. What happens is majority of my clients have been, let me just say 99%.
Okay.
They are gospel artists.
Okay.
And for me, I've been so grateful because it has kept me focused and on track. Maybe because of time, I would have shared some funny story of what happened. Yeah, I was producing this guy. He came over. He said, I want to do this song, and then he brought a kind of instrumental. So he came for vocals the next day. So when he came, he started singing, and then he was singing this secular song, and then there were insults in there. I was just uncomfortable. So when it came to mixing, I had to close all the windows so that no one, because it was at Bishop's home. So I had to close all the windows so that no one would listen to what was coming. And I think from there, I was so troubled, and I had to tell them, I think you need to change your words and here and there and so forth. So there have been, yes, artists that have come that are not gospel artists. Yes, they've been.
All right.
They've come there because of the facility they want to use and just that.
Why don't you brush them off? Is it because of money? Why don't you tell them, no, this is a gospel house?
Yeah, of course, I think with time, because it's, the way it is it depends on the management that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, like for me, everything began on a partnership thing, whereby it wasn't just me giving the shots. So you'd have the other team wishing that to be there and so forth. So at some point you say, okay, fine, there'll come a time, I think, when I'll be free, when I'll be independent of all this. So like for me, after I left home, I connected with the church where the studio is currently. So that's why we became partners.
All right.
So that meant that everything had to be done mutual. So you could not dictate what to be done and so forth.
All right. So I want you to look in the camera and say prayer. Pray for that upcoming producer. I ever told you such a word, upcoming producer. I want you to say that prayer in Nyanja.
Okay, in Nyanja, I don't know if I'm very good with Nyanja.
You should be.
Yeah, maybe I pray in English.
No, not English. Then try Bemba.
Ash.
I know you are Tonga, so you can easily speak Nyanja and Bemba.
Yeah. Ash is hard. I'm not very good.
Okay, kampaira mujawenu. Jitonga. Here we go. Jitonga.
Oh my God, Brother Cage. I think I will not manage. You see, some of us have grown in town, and you know, these languages, they are not really into us and stuff.
But at least you are able to communicate in Nyanja, right?
Yes, I can.
Bemba as well.
Bemba, not really that fluent, but what I can do is maybe
just do a short one.
A short one.
5 seconds.
Okay,
here we go.
So okay, I'll pray in Nyanja, of course.
All
just
right.
A brief one.
Okay.
Ambuye mulungu taonga sikomo because mboma tipasa mpaso yokwimbirani na kunkama producers na nipempera ku muntali wonse amene achitamba pa program ino kuti mwamene wafunira kunkala wa producer kunkala boyimba nipempa mbuye mulungu kuti munkale bo batandizira baziwe kuti imwe ndimo mapasa mpaso ndimo matandizira mu machitudo yonse amene timachita na pempa muzina la Yesu Kristo kuti mubadalise mumapase nzeru bapeze na vose benzesa kuti bambejane yabo ya producer okukala boyimba tapempa zonse zikupitira muzina la Yesu Kristo mpulumutsi wathu. Amen.
I'm loving this prayer. Give me a hand. Okay, look back in the camera and say your closing remarks.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Cage.
You ever welcome
for the privilege. It hasn't been easy, and we tried to communicate several times, but finally, God has made it possible for us to have this program done.
Amen.
So I'm just thankful to God also for those of you that are watching, and I pray that you see, whatever you desire to do, search within yourself. You can always hear God speak to you that you see, this is what you need to do for your life. There are those of you that are struggling with knowing what you really want to do. And perhaps you've already started as a producer in your own small way. You've got just small speakers and just a simple setup. But I can assure you, all of us come from somewhere. I had the same experience. And you see, you should thank God that even where you are, God is able to notice your faithfulness. So the key is become faithful and God will see you through. Amen. May God richly bless you, and I love you all.
All right, so this has been Feather Avenue right here with your brother Mweene Cage on your celebrity segment. I was just chilling with EP Papa Kelvin Mweene. We are out of this place. Thank you so much for making an appearance. We're looking forward to inviting you again on other platform.
Can't wait for that other time.
Amen. We are out of this place. See you next week.
Thank you.